All right, we're back with our third match of the day. We have the Northern Rollers versus Toronto United. Both teams looking to win this match, needing this match. The Rollers looking for their first win. The Toronto United looking for their second win of the weekend. We are here at the CNPL Eastern Split at the Sleeman Center for Guelph, Ontario. The Northern Rollers are going to be in the light blue jerseys down at the far end. We have Emma Lee on playing right side and Jess Kawamoto playing left side. Their backs to us in the green jerseys. We have Hannah Blatt playing left side and Martina Wynia playing the right side. With the Toronto United getting out to a hot start, taking that first point. 1-0. So a pretty local group here in regards to being tight in Ontario. So Hannah Blatt was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba. We have Martina Wynia from Barrie. Oh no, with the lob landing in. Jess Kawamoto from Hamilton and Emma Lee from Montreal, Quebec. I'm really happy to have a special guest here in the booth.
Hey guys.
Brian Rim, what's going on, my man? Great to see you.
Damn,
yeah, buddy.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So, Brian, you're joining us this weekend as like a league reserve.
Yes.
Right? So, I mean, again, we're hoping that nobody gets hurt out here or sick this weekend, but in the off chance that somebody does, you'd be stepping up.
Yep, I'll be here.
Absolutely. Can constantly see Brian training on the practice courts, getting ready, staying warm.
Stay ready.
Absolutely.
Like David Goggins. Stay hard, stay hard.
So Brian's going to be joining me for this match. So Brian,
Yeah.
I mean, we know most of these players, right? We know Martina, we know Jess. You played a little bit with Emma. Hannah's pretty new to the pickleball scene. What do you think is going to happen here?
I mean, wow, like look at that drive by Martina. Like, you know, if she does that and she shows up and she can show the people that she can hang with this crowd, I think it'll be a very close match. But my money, I think it's on Jess and Emma.
Yep.
If they play smart and they play focused, they'll have the edge, I think.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Martina's scrappy.
Yeah. So, I mean, so we have Jess being the most experienced player on the court here in regards to time playing pickleball. I know Emma and Martina and even Hannah, they're all like just within the last year or two getting to pickleball. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they handle this pressure environment because both teams want this match. Right, both teams need this match. So the Northern Rollers just had a heartbreaking loss in the, a singles tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker.
Absolutely. So when you're thinking about strategy for these ladies, one of the things that we've noticed is that sometimes Martina, and we were commenting on Emma in the previous match, they're hitting a lot of their shots, soft shots in the middle of the court. And there's a great example by Jess pushing that ball, catching Hannah, hitting behind her, making her move her feet. I think that's what we got to see. I think it's going to be the team that not only hits good shots, but starts to put the shots in great places.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, as Matthew Kawamoto says, placement over power.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
Words to live by in pickleball.
I'll have to teach him that pace rhymes with place, and it sounds way better. So I always say place over pace.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
Right, there you go, eh?
Yeah. I love that, yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Making a little bit of a comeback here by the Rollers. 4-5. Uh-oh. That's not coming back. That's not coming back. So Hannah, as a former professional squash player and one of our top-ranked females in Canada in squash, I mean, there's no chance that ball's coming back.
Yeah, she's anything floaty in the middle. Yeah, Hannah's got that forehand down pat.
Yep. Oh, great return by Emma. Here's great examples of, the net cord just kind of got her in trouble, but enough spin coming off that.
Yeah. With rally scoring and going up to 15, like those mid-court shots, Martina really has to be ready for that.
Yeah,
she's got to convert that, get up there.
There's a few balls there, like again, like one of the more common mistakes is just thinking you can, however you're currently positioned, hit the ball.
Back-to-back lobs, baseline to baseline.
Bam!
And Hannah rips along.
Wanted it.
What a point.
Yeah. So one of the things we've been trying to get Martina to do, we'd love to see her get lower on the ball. There's a few things that she's just kind of standing up on. right? Oh, that ball took a
Lucky
fun.
roll.
Yeah, net cord was not her friend there.
Yeah. You're saying, Cam, just getting lower?
Yeah, trying to get lower. She's standing upright and trying to reach down with her paddle instead of getting down and thinking about lifting up through the contacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell
Go ahead.
I tell my students, feet first, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Quick side change here. Toronto United up quick. 8-6.
The A6, yes.
8-6 at the side change here. So, I'm looking at these teams, right? We're seeing the rollers coming over here. Emma and Jess having a conversation. Rob jumping in now. What are they talking about? What are they saying they got to do here to try to get back into this match?
You know what? I've been with the rollers yesterday all day long. Jess is a great friend of mine, so I've been cheering her on and I'm trying to help them coach them. It sound. Oh, sorry. The mic is picking up Hannah down there, but I wonder. Yeah, I think I think for sure Martina being the least experienced, they're definitely going to tell them refocus on Martina, look for higher balls. There's Emma's dad, Lee Hadwell, the passionate father/coach.
Yeah.
Always there where Emma goes. But let's see how they do coming out of this side change. 8-6.
Oh, so there's a little bit of indecision on Hannah, and I think that's still experience playing out. Like, Martina's playing pretty decent balls, that she got a couple balls to bounce on in front of her opponents, and Hannah just that indecision to move forward or stay back. I mean, again, like getting stuck in that area, that transition zone. I mean, commit to something. You got to commit in this game.
Oh, absolutely, Cam. I also think
Oh!
Great Hannah saying that it hit the bottom of the bar, which might be a replay.
Oh, again, our officiating team is doing a great job this weekend. I love the fact that they're getting together to have a conversation about this. I mean, all the players want is they want just the best opportunity. They want the call being made right? And now they're out on the court having this conversation, discussing, right? Love it.
Wonderful to see, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing like a calm, collected ref on
Okay.
a good pickleball match, yes.
Yeah.
We were saying, yes, so I think that Hannah, being the player she is, and I think Martina, like when Martina gets into those dinking rallies and the ball just comes up, I think Hannah just feels like she has a bit more time if she's staying back. Maybe that's contributing to that hesitation.
Right. Woo.
Oh, just by Hannah's shoulder.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Nice speed up. And again, I kind of like that ball. Hannah was maybe expecting that more down the line, right? Just on her inside shoulder. Great job.
Nice low ball attack by Emma.
Good. Again, both players there, like, make a decision. Standing on the baseline or standing a foot inside the baseline is the most pointless place to be on the court. Either if you're going to be that far back, just stay behind the baseline.
That's right.
Right. Like, I mean, you're not in a position to let the ball bounce, and any ball that you're volleying from that position, it's out.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it drives me nuts when players take one step into the court, right? If you're going to move into the court, move in far enough that your volleys are going to be effective, right? Or you're actually going to play volleys that are going to be in.
Hannah with the, Martina served that pretty deep, and when Emma returned it and she was slow to come out, Hannah just pounded that drive back at her.
Beautiful.
Just a prime example of, third shot drop is not always needed.
No, absolutely.
Drives can convert.
All right, we'll be right back after a message from our sponsors. As a pickleball coach, nothing matters more to me than player safety, and that starts with having the proper footwear. That's why I recommend Tyrol, a purpose-built shoe just for pickleball. There's already so much to keep in mind while you're in the game. The last thing a player should be worrying about is their feet. Tyrol's the way to keep that at bay. This is Cam Taylor, and I'm loving these new Velocity Vs. Get yours now at TyrolPickleball.com.
There we go.
All right, we're back. So, Brian, I mean, that's such a great point because, I mean, I played with and against you for so long, and I mean, you have a very effective drive, right? And you use that drive not only as a weapon, but also as like a setup shot to get a more manageable ball on the next ball.
Absolutely.
Right.
I can't tell you the number of times I see players attempt a third shot drop over and over again. I say, hey, if something's not working, change it, right?
Right.
And a drive, in my opinion, a harder shot sometimes is easier than a soft control shot.
Right. I mean, it's more, when you're saying easier, you don't mean easier for your opponents to play. You mean easier for you to execute or hit.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
So, and I mean, there's one of my favorite drills that I do with players. It's drive drop or drive drive drop. So they drive and then they try to drop the next ball because
Yes.
the quality of returns that are coming back from players at the level that you're playing at, the level that we're seeing here, the quality of the returns is pretty high, right? And the expectation to be able to hit a drop shot on some of these ferocious, spinning, aggressive, fast returns, it's not realistic, right? So I love the theory, or I love the concept or strategy of you trying to play a ball that's easier for you to play and puts the pressure back on your opponent, and you get a much more manageable ball off that, and then that's the ball that I'm trying to drop, right?
Absolutely.
So we've talked about this concept a couple times this weekend where getting away from, oh, it's the third shot and I have to drop it, to I want to find the odd numbered shot that I drop. So it's not third shot drop, it's odd shot drop, right? And right, how many balls does it take me to get to the shot that I feel like I can manage? That could be the third shot, but it doesn't have to be the third shot.
Really good insight,
Yeah.
Cam. Yes.
Yeah.
I almost feel like we could have you out there as a coach.
Once or twice.
Yes.
Oh, Jess, I'd love to see her get off her back foot there. Oh, Hannah, great movement. Oh, wow.
Great
Put
job
it
by
away.
Jess.
Uh-oh.
What a rally.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Unreal. And I mean, great job by officiating team. And there, Brian, let's talk about, so Scott Foster, our second official there, made a call that's one of the more difficult calls for our refs to make. And I mean, I think he did a bang-up job there. So Jess had moved into the no-volley zone to play a softball. And then he called a push-off non-volley zone violation. So talk to me about what that is.
So a push-off violation is when a player has 1 feet, or 2, I suppose, but typically it was 1 feet there, when they jump out of the kitchen and both feet are not established outside of the kitchen area before volleying the ball. In this case, Jess was smashing it. So yes, it's a kitchen violation.
Right. So, and I mean, but it's kind of confusing for a lot of players because she's nowhere near the non-volley zone when she plays that ball, and he's calling the right. So the fact that Jess had gone into the non-volley zone, but then when she comes back out to smash, she's still only got 1 foot established and the other one's in the air. Right. That's the violation. She hasn't been able to establish both feet back outside of the no-volley zone.
Exactly. Love seeing the quality of these fourth shots from these female players, keeping the opponent's feet.
Absolutely. And I mean, again,
From
like
both sides, yes.
both Hannah and Martina. So a great ball by Hannah there, right? Those sequences of those first few balls, you're right. The quality of the 4 shots were really high, but finally the ball by Hannah that made Jess move her feet, right? Pushed her out to the angle, puts a lot more pressure than those balls that they were just passively hitting to the middle. And this is a point that we've continually made over the weekend. It's just not just how you're hitting the ball, because how they were hitting it was fine. It's where they're hitting it, right? So trying to take that next step. And I think that's the opportunity for Martina and Hannah to really take their game to the next level. It's not that their shots aren't great, because they are hitting great shots. I just love to see them do a little bit more with them and put them into better spots.
Hashtag place over pace.
Absolutely. Hashtag place over pace. For sure.
What an excellent game.
Yeah. So we're going to see a really, a different strategy from the Northern Rollers here. And at this point, they're still looking for their first match win. They've won lots of games. They've been tight. I think they've gone to the double freeze is when both teams are stuck at 14. I think they've been there 8 or 9 times now, right?
Rob Krizmanich, he's on court right now. He may have mentioned that once or twice yesterday,
absolutely.
yes, or 9 times, yes.
in slight frustration.
Yes, yes, we might add.
But so now we have both, so Corey Osborne and Rob Krizmanich have been alternating match to match as to which one of them would be playing with Jonas Dollar, their first round pick. We got both of them on the court now. What do you think about this?
Yeah, that's really interesting, actually. I think this is the first time I'm seeing Jonas not play the men's doubles.
This is the first time. So Jonas will not be participating in this match. So just for our fans at home, a lot of these teams have, Brian's here as a league alternate in case, somebody gets hurt and can't make it. But a lot of the teams have designated alternates that are committed to their teams. So Corey and Rob as team owners, are also very high-level pickleball players. right? So Corey was the drafted player to the Northern Rollers, and Rob Krizmanich is their designated alternate. They've decided for this match that Rob and Corey are going to play instead of Jonas, and the teams have the right to declare prior to a match what players will be participating, right? And that can change match to match, but not game to game within the matches.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So it's really exciting to see Rob and Corey out here. I know, good friends. They're both owners of the Northern Rollers, but both high-level players, right? Not just in their age category, but in the men's game in Canada.
And speaking of team reserves, we have Daniel Gottfried starting the game. He's a team reserve for the Toronto United, covering for his younger brother, Mark Gottfried.
Who decided that vacation was important.
No comment.
Yeah. Uh-oh. The Rollers off to a hot start. These guys have been looking forward to playing together all weekend.
This should be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Matt and Corey and Rob go way back. Daniel's still getting his feet wet in the pickleball scene, but a lot of experience there as well. Oh, Rob, what a get.
Oh, what a rally.
Absolutely.
This early in the game, lots of great gets. It's Corey Osborne there, a former racquetball player. He's
national champion, former racquetball national champion. Absolutely.
Despite his friendly demeanor, he is, when he's on the court, he's got legs. He will chase down that ball. They are both true competitors.
Oh, no. Matt Kawamoto.
And, of course, our very good friend and player, Matt Kawamoto. That's the shot he was talking about, that middle splitting, just one of his favorites.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that shot only happens, and, I mean, we're still extremely early in this match, right? Toronto United just taking their third point of the match. But every shot that's been hit so far has been to an angle, and that's why that Matt's ball is so effective, is because that middle's been open, right? So they've been pushing Rob and Corey on angles. Great return by Rob, pushing Matt onto his back foot. Oh, again, a beautiful ball by Rob, and the finish is what gets all the glory. But it's that first one that he pushes, he rolls to Daniel's backhand that forces Daniel to pop up that ball.
Yes.
Right? And this is why, intermediate recreational players, when they're playing against some of the best players, they struggle with it, because Rob has the skill when he's rolling that ball. And I mean, you're the same way. You have a wicked cut that you can take the bounce out of the ball, right? And when you take the bounce out of the ball, you're forcing your opponent to play that ball so low that the only way they can get it up is to almost dig it out of it, right? Which gets that high ball that then they can attack.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the game. I say it's not only placement or pace, but it's also controlling the height, depth. It's a truly wonderful game of all dimensions.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of players that are coming, from other sports, they're always looking for black and white answers to the situations. I mean, the shot that I'm hitting is completely. Oh, Matt! Oh, what a get! Right? Matt was almost into the practice courts. But again, great angles, great setup by the Rollers, playing well together. Down 3-5 here. What a shot.
Oh,
what
great
a shot.
place from Daniel.
Yeah.
The lefty backhand.
That beautiful roll to the corner. Daniel's playing with a lot of confidence in this match. I know he was a little nervous coming in yesterday, right? Kind of a late addition to the roster, and, came out yesterday, fought himself a little bit, especially on some of his aggressive shots, but today he's looking a lot more confident at the no volley zone.
4-6.
That coach. Oh, that's a ball. That's a ball that we saw Daniel do quite a bit yesterday. I mean, he's getting into those opportunities, but, as somebody who used to play a lot of racket sports yourself, I mean, we were always, telling you to shorten up your stroke a little bit, right? And there's a great example of Daniel having too long of a stroke, which by the time he gets back to the ball, it doesn't matter how hard he hits it, he's hitting that ball too low, right? So he's working from above the ball to below the ball, and that ball's going down into the net.
Being a player, I understand this pro format of rally scoring. It adds a ton of pressure for the players, just to have that really, when you hit that shot, just to make it.
Oh, Corey Osborne!
Corey Osborne returns the favor down the middle.
Absolutely.
Corey Osborne is a player that is very deceptive.
Absolutely.
When he's on and he's on fire, he's very, very hard to predict. And you can only hope that, you can force those shots, force him to hit better shots.
Uh-oh. What a D. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, I think we're going to have a quick side change here. 8-6, Toronto United up on the Northern Rollers. So, you're Rob and Corey coming over here. You're down 6-8. What's the strategy got to be against Matt and Daniel?
I mean, Matt is such an established player. He's comfortable with all aspects of the game. Daniel is definitely, the side they need to sort of push more. They need to move him around, get him to dink, maybe get him to, start pulling shots that he shouldn't be pulling and make him think a bit more. But, yeah, I think that's the game ultimately. They have to come up. They have to make Daniel move, stress him out. But I think Dan knows that too, which is to his advantage, that he can expect the balls. Yeah. So we'll see how Dan holds up to the pressure.
And I think it goes without saying, but if they can get that ball pushed wide to Daniel's backhand, I think, that's the opportunity there, right?
Yes.
I do like the strategy though, and I mean it's kind of counterintuitive because we're talking about targeting Dan Gottfried, right?
Yes.
Good. All right, little confusion here again, but again, great job by our officiating team to get the call correct. So we're 9-6. Oh, no.
And a very rare miss from Matthew Kawamoto.
Yeah.
You won't see that too often. But again, this format of rally scoring where a missed serve is huge in a game to 15.
Absolutely. Okay, a little bit of confusion here.
A quick timeout by the refs.
Yeah.
You can see the frustration from Rob Krizmanich.
Yeah.
Pickleball is funny in the sense that sometimes you'll miss a serve like Matt did, and then timing-wise, a ref might take a timeout, accidentally helping Matt's side.
It's out of sequence there, right?
Correct. Lots of great volley dinks from both sides.
Oh, Daniel.
Quick hands.
Oh!
And a very close call from
Toronto
United.
Yep. I think it was the right call. Saw a little wide. But what an exchange at the net there. Great counterattack by Rob. Just missed it. Oh.
And that's really something, that a lot of players who are new to pickleball that they don't understand. That's different from tennis is that this high level, everyone's at the net using that advantage of being closer to over the net. And once everyone's at the net, it comes down to who's going to keep the ball down and who's going to anticipate faster. And that's the best part for me personally, is that exciting, fast exchange. That's just so exciting.
8-11. So in this exchange, we've been oh, great ball. Uh-oh.
And there's another example of the push-off ball.
Right. Scott Foster has been all over that call. Absolutely. So the push-off call, again, it's so tough, and even most players aren't used to it, right? So he's like, I'm nowhere near the no-volley zone. How can you call that, right? But it's the push-off and then playing off that back foot. You have to. It's a skill to be able to get that second foot down.
To have that extra awareness while you're at the kitchen line.
Yeah. Daniel Gottfried is playing fired up. And the crowd is going wild up there for the Toronto United team. Up 13-8. And a great timeout, right, by the Rollers, probably necessary here. Okay. We are going to be taking a quick timeout as well as we get a quick shout out to one of our sponsors.
When no one is watching, are you preparing? Preparing to leave it all on the court. Every ounce of energy. The work that brought you here, to this moment, to this place. Can you play your best game after game? Nothing is given, so give your all. Own the court. Be the one who just won't quit, because settling isn't an option. It's your choice. It's your time. Play your best with Onyx.
All right, and we're back. So we were talking a little bit about the strategy of, trying to play to Daniel Gottfried a little bit more, okay? But just before we go here, I mean, a quick side change here. Corey now playing the left with Rob on the right.
Yes.
Right? So a little strategy adjustment here. See if that pays off. But you know, the targeting of Daniel Godfrey, we're talking about that during the rally, but you're noticing that these players, like the rollers, are returning the ball to Matt Kawamoto, right? I've played against Matt. If you don't return the ball to Matt and his partner's hitting the drop shot, Matt moves towards the no volley zone so fast, right, that then he's doing that, right? You have to
For the
return,
match point,
right?
what a finish.
You have to return that ball to Matt Kawamoto because otherwise he's coming forward explosively to put that ball away.
The good old shake and bake.
Absolutely. So the only way that you can prevent Matt from doing that is to force him to be the one to hit the third shot, right? So it's a very interesting dynamic. And again, like talking about these opportunities where there was nothing wrong with that return, except it went to didn't go to the spot it needs to go on the court.
And I think that's a really good observation, Cam. Like, that's a skill that you don't see at the beginner levels, the ability to move when you're not hitting the ball, observing your partner hit a good low shot, and then knowing that it's safe to move up. That's something Matt does exceptionally well, anticipation and moving away when he's not hitting the ball.
Absolutely. It's just that next step, right? Whether your partner's hitting the ball and you're moving to get into a better position. And again, like it's thinking about that concept of the drop shot, or that third shot opportunity. Daniel played a fantastic ball that forced a tough ball where his opponent was to hit up on it, kind of handcuffed him. I mean, the whole concept for me hitting that ball is about trying to make my opponent hit up. Well, Matt's great at already being up and being ready to hit down, and that was just a prime example of that to wrap up the match. So great timing on that one, for sure.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
All right. So it looks like the Toronto United team is going to stick with the double lefty team of Martina and Daniel Godfrey, and we're going to have – it's going to be interesting to see how they match up here with the rollers. I'm not sure whether Jess or Emma's going to come out first and who's going to partner up with her, but they got to have an answer here, right? So seeing Martina and Daniel out there warming up, what do you have to do? How are we going to get back into this match if we're the rollers?
Two left-handed players. It's that's definitely tricky. Like Ben Johns was talking about the hands and the combinations of players, like saying that if you have two forehands in the middle for a lefty and righty, like we just saw with Matt and Daniel, that's a really strong combination to beat. But lefty, it's yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see.
It's not something you see very often.
No, you're right. Yeah, not too many left-handed players.
Right, and again, like I think we're looking at the opportunity here where, I mean, Corey Osborne has a lot of pickleball experience, but again, we have a fairly, new to pickleball with Emma and Martina and Daniel on the court. If they can find those moments to be able to push them around a little bit, like Martina's a little bit susceptible to getting pushed off of the no volley zone, right? And Daniel, again, off of that backhand, can he control that when he's getting moved around a little bit and not be forced to pop up those balls in situations that he's feeling that pressure?
So it looks like Emma Lee is playing with Corey for this match.
Yep.
So let's take a look here.
And then a non-traditional setup for the Toronto United team, it looks like.
With the female on the left.
Right.
So we're putting Daniel's forehand in the middle.
Right. But I also think this speaks to some of the things that we've noticed earlier in the week, and is that Martina's backhand in the dink rally straight across in the females has been an opportunity that's being exploited. So I think she's more comfortable playing straight on, right? Or if she does get into a cross-court rally, that it's forehand versus backhand. Corey a little frustrated with himself there. 1-0 Toronto United. Again, Toronto United in the green is up 2-0 on the Northern Rollers. Again, gotta bend those knees to get down to the ball, right? Gotta get underneath that ball if you want it to go over the net on those drives.
The pickleball does not come up as high as one thinks.
No. Good ball.
Daniel being solid in the middle.
Absolutely. I kind of like this look.
Corey. And Corey with a no look.
Yeah, so that's the risk of Daniel wanting the middle, right? And then again, like the experience of Martina and the comfort level is the mistake of speeding that ball up. So Daniel's looking to pinch the middle in that rally.
And be offensive, yes.
Right? And then Martina speeds that ball up cross court, right? Pushes that ball wide to Corey, who then is able to accelerate that down the lane that shouldn't be there.
Emma's been having some very tough calls from the opposing side, so she just wants to ask the refs. Oh, and one of the other refs did slide in.
Absolutely. Great job by our
Wow.
officiating team to get that ball. But again, another good example maybe of inexperience of where you're speeding that ball up. In that rally, Daniel speeds that ball up cross court to Emma, which then opens up the down the line lane on Martina.
Yes.
Like you can't do that in that sequence.
The classic counter.
Yeah. Right? But I mean that counter, that line shot shouldn't be available because that ball shouldn't be sped up there in that situation. Uh-oh.
Good defense from Martina. Oh, just out.
Good try, good
Good
try.
effort. Corey Osborne is such a risky player. When he gets that overhead, the ball is gone with that gearbox. Emma with a smart shot.
Good ball by Corey. Push her.
Oh, that's Emma's bread and butter right there. That backhand roll.
Yeah.
She's very comfortable in mix to be very stationary. She knows her place and roll.
Yeah, it looks like maybe she just got caught a little bit offhand there, like just a little handcuffed on it.
Yes.
Got inside her. 3-4.
Off the net, we are playing it.
Oh,
Martina tries to go behind Corey. Yeah, and that's the mixed doubles main strategy, right? Like you're targeting typically the female, but if the male looks over to poach or take the middle, that you can always keep him honest by going cross court.
yeah, and hitting behind him.
Yes.
Right, I mean, we've seen that happen a couple times with Daniel being aggressive in the middle and opening up quite a bit of court, right?
Yes.
Again, the risk is that's fine as long as that ball's staying towards Emma's side of the court.
Exactly.
But with that roll shot that Corey has on his backhand, if that ball gets wide, you're going to be in trouble in that sequence.
And that part we just talked about, great shot by Martina, good focus there. And that program, that plan needs to be understood by both of the players.
Absolutely.
So that Daniel knows that it's safe to take the middle a bit more and when not to take the middle.
Right. That's going to hurt in rally scoring, those missed returns.
And this is the top level of Canadian pickleball where if you make errors. Oh.
Yeah, a little deep again.
Yes, the errors will add up.
Right.
7-5. Corey Osborne to serve. A little miscommunication. Martinez right feet.
Yeah, and I mean that's something that a team that's trying to figure out how to play together has got to work through, right? So I mean, take this opportunity, take this minute, have a quick conversation about that. That can't happen again. All right, we're going to be right back with a message from our sponsors.
There's only one way now, just one way out. With every single break comes crashing down. There's only one.
Okay, let's go.
All right, Corey and Emma feeling excited. They're back out on the court pretty quick. Daniel and Martina a little slower, talking a little more strategy. And what do you notice about Martina and Daniel? What have they done?
They have switched positions.
Interesting. So, again, whether that's the strategy, trying to figure out how to mix it up a little bit, give a different look. You know, they must have had a quick conversation on the side there and said, let's try something a little bit different, which I love. I mean, if it's not working. Oh, beautiful, beautiful ball, right? And again, that ball getting pushed to Daniel a little quicker than Emma that could then recover back into that lane. Both Daniel and Corey have a great backhand roll to take advantage of that.
Very strong, yes.
Yep.
And it looks like Daniel's, just from the last play, it looks like he was actually minding his side a little bit more, giving Martina's forehand a little bit more space. Daniel's there. Oh, unlucky roll.
Yeah, net cord win.
For Martina.
Yeah, for the win again. So talk to me. So we've seen a couple serve returns go along here.
Yeah,
and I mean, when you're watching this and you're like, well, how can they be pros? Because I miss serve returns, right? So, right, why are they missing serve returns if they're that good a player? And we've talked about it a couple times today. One, the quality of ball that's being introduced by the players puts a lot of pressure, right? So again, we've talked a couple times about that low ball, especially if they're getting a top spin roll, right? Really takes the bounce out of the ball, so they're forced to cut on it. But the other thing that's happening is, I mean, they're playing with as hard a ball as possible, right? So these Durafast 40s, they're such a hard ball, and for players that are using indoor balls or softer balls, you know, in their general play, like, talk to me, what's the difference when you're using this hard ball versus when you're using one of those softer balls?
So for example, especially when you're playing outdoors in the sun and it's warm, the ball does change quite a bit, the characteristics. Like the Franklin X40, for example, is a very soft ball. And when it's soft, you're able to really grab and feel the ball on your paddle versus an indoor, cold, hard Durafast ball, which is known to be very smooth off the paddle. So, and if you can't feel the ball on your paddle as well for these players, it's that much harder to control it.
Right, and I think you're speaking, you know, when you were talking about the ball being softer and the ability to control it, it's how long the ball stays in contact with your paddle.
Dwell time, yes.
Right, exactly. Right, so, I mean, this ball, I mean, it's right in its name. It's Durafast 40. It's fast, right? It moves quickly, but it's also fast off the paddle in regards to you have as little time as possible to control this ball. So when they're hitting a ball like that, you know, Corey just can't get the manipulation to get on top of it. I mean, the ball's just jumping off of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. 10-10.
And then match up to 15.
Toronto United strategy to switch sides has been paying off. I love to see, you know, you might as well try it, right? Again, So Martina, you know, again, 3 or 4 passive soft shots towards the tee in the middle. And I mean, that ball's not putting any pressure on the Northern Rollers. Could she have pushed Emma out wide to her forehand? Could she have tried to change to Corey's backhand there? Try to mix it up there a little bit if she can. Ooh, a quick momentum change here. 12-10 for the Rollers.
And especially when the score line is looking like this, Cam, this is where the players who are experienced and, you know, coming up, this is where you see a big difference.
Absolutely.
Hitting those crucial shots under stress.
Oh, the middle is so open, Emma.
Danielle with a great save.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Corey finishes the point.
What a ball. It's such a fun game to watch, like, strategically when they're making these decisions. Like, you know, when you're watching a cross-court dinking rally, and now that we have our ladies lined up more traditionally, Emma's able to start pushing that ball to Martina a little bit wider. Mm-hmm. Again, try to get her off her feet. That's a great ball by Martina. Oh,
net.
Good get. What a ball. Take it. Now get her. That's it. Oh,
Still
what a
it.
get.
Up.
No, I don't like that ball.
Oh, you're right.
I would have loved to.
Corey invited Martina back up. She had a better position, and she was able to get that ball over.
Yeah, I love that whole setup. Again, like, you talk about point construction all the time and building a point. Like, they were in complete control of that rally, and then I think he let her off the hook by bringing her back into the rally.
And Corey missing that return, yes, naturally leads to a timeout.
Right. So 12-13. Toronto United is down 12-13. The Rollers grabbing a quick timeout here.
What a great adjustment by Toronto United.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like, there's a great example. I know Corey very well. We play together all the time. He's got a very aggressive backhand slice return. And he's having trouble because that ball's floating off of his paddle because he can't get the same grab as you're used to, right? So when he's cutting down on that ball, it's pouncing off, right? Versus the manipulation where he's trying to, you know, create a lot of backspin to have that ball dive off the ground, just like we were talking about with some of your shots where the bounce coming out of the ball, right? Unfortunately, it's carrying too far before it's getting to that bounce. So again, an adjustment Corey's probably going to need to make is changing the way he makes contact on that returns to make sure that that ball gets in.
This match of 15 is 12-13 right now. Toronto United.
Whoa! What a ball by...
Oh! Great defensive effort from Daniel Gottfried.
Absolutely.
Now with rally scoring, it is...
Owner and coach Ricky Liarto wearing his heart on his sleeve on the bench there. He is in a tough situation.
Game point.
Yeah.
14-12.
Looking stressed. Yes, that's the ball. Right? So, again,
Before he finishes
we've
that.
been calling for that from Emma. We've been calling for that ball from Emma all day to push Martina wide.
And a call challenge. That's a good move by the ref where the audience was trying to make their input and the ref says, I must confer with my other referee.
Yeah. Great job.
The ball was called good. It is point and match.
Yeah. Right. So again, you know, I love the confidence by Scott Foster to know his role there, right? Like you said, like I'm going to go confirm the call, right? Stepping over.
Yes.
You know, doing a great job. The communication between our officiating team has just been dynamite all weekend.
That's a great show of healthy boundary for a ref.
Yeah.
Knowing his roles.
Oh, we got a little Kawamoto love. Even though they're not wearing matching jerseys, they're still warming each other up out on the court there.
And Matt doing a little shimmy there.
Yeah, absolutely. Rob Krizmanich, owner and captain of the team there, quickly saying, get out of here, she's my partner.
Giving Matt the boot, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Get to your own side. There he goes.
And this is what pickleball is. Not only is it can this be competitive and fiercely athletic, but also it is, you know, we're friends, we're family, we're very supportive of all each other.
Yep.
It's a wonderful sport.
Absolutely. So looking at, you know, now we have the Rollers coming in. They won that game. So the match is still in play here, 2-1. They're looking to try to force the tiebreaker here. I mean, they're facing Toronto United's #1 mixed team, Hannah Blatt, Matt Kawamoto. What do Rob and Jess have to do here?
Oh, that's a really, really good question.
I know, that's why I asked it.
Besides from having to play really good pickleball, you know, getting up to the line every time, keeping their balls low. Yeah, I don't know, Cam. We'll have to see. Maybe, I mean, if it comes down to dinking, and it usually does at the highest level, and going cross court from Jess to Hannah, we'll see if Matt or Rob can take that middle and take those chances on some of those voluble balls in the dink rally.
Right. I think when you look at this matchup, we've talked about, you know, it'll be interesting to see. Jess, I mean, obviously knows Matt really well. They know they're going to come forward aggressively. It'll be very interesting to see where the return of serves are going because Hannah's going to move forward just as aggressively as Matt, right? And she can accelerate those balls. But if they return to Hannah, I think that drive, and we saw that in the ladies' game, her drive is very effective and could put a lot of pressure on Rob and Jess and force that pop-up. And we know Matt's going to be looking forward to that opportunity.
Yes, if it comes down to it between the two ladies, yes, I think I would have to give it to Hannah. As much as I love Jess, that her ground strokes may be the deciding factor in getting those extra points and converting. But Jess, with the experience that she has, I think, you know, yeah, this will be a really, really fun, interesting match. I can expect a lot of good rallies.
All right. So the Northern Rollers need this one to force the tiebreaker as where Toronto United is looking for their second win of the weekend. So Hannah Blatt on the right, doing a little dance here.
Warming up those legs.
Yep, with her partner Matt Kawamoto on the left. Little sibling-on-sibling rivalry here, straight across from his sister, Jess Kawamoto.
I was just having a chat with Matt at the bleachers just before this because I said, hey, Matt, I think you're playing Jess today. And he said, I said, how do you feel about that? He says, you know, like, he said he wasn't sure. But me knowing Matt, he's super friendly off the court, amazing guy. But once he steps onto that court, the look in his eyes change and he's ready for battle.
Yeah, and I mean, they've played each other in other environments before, right? I mean, the one thing you'll always know about the Kawamotos is that they have the utmost respect for the game, right? So I mean, they're not gonna hold back on each other. They're gonna go out. They're gonna play the game to the bell. Again, we've talked about this. So they're Brian, it's like we're in their heads. So Hannah's ground stroke leading to Matt's, you know, poach, a classic shake and bake there. And this is why this team is going to be so hard to beat. So even though Toronto United has been struggling as a team, Hannah and Matt haven't lost together yet.
Jess with a great coverage.
Oh, man.
Yes, Hannah and Matt, I don't think they've played ever together before in competition, but from hearing their conversations, it sounds like they are getting along so well.
Uh-oh.
Great angle from Rob, a great example of placement over power.
Right. And again, we've seen Hannah get stuck there a couple times on that indecision as to whether she should move forward or not. And there was a primary example of that ball where that movement or that lack of committed movement really cost her.
And Cam, I agree with you. I think that point that we just made doesn't get spoken about often. When I watch even PPA, like some of the lower level pros in the major league, it's the transition and the indecision. You see it quite often.
Yeah, I mean, for me, again, I come from a competitive volleyball background, and
Yes.
I mean, my mindset is always just to move forward and take the ball. And all of these players volley the ball so well, even on fast attacks. I mean, just move forward and take it. like Hannah's got great hands, Matt's got great hands, and that indecision as to whether she should move forward or stay back. I mean, I don't like seeing somebody move into the worst spot they could be on the court.
I agree. And what a great move by Rob Krizmanich just the rally before, where he was actually giving Hannah the look down the line, just like this.
Yeah. And then being able to take it away.
And then Rob is expecting that backhand, which is one of his best shots. You can see Rob expecting that
Jess.
backhand. Here we go.
Oh,
yes.
Jess taking it back from Matt. What a rally.
I love that. It's all love and it's all competition.
Absolutely.
Fantastic rally.
So 3-5. Oh, what a ball by Jess. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Very sportsmanlike call by Rob there.
Calling it in, yes.
Absolutely.
I always like to say, especially when it gets tight and you're playing in front of an audience, and not only that, when you want to make these calls, try to err on the side of generosity for good sportsmanship.
Whoa!
What a rally
What a rally!
With the female Kawamoto coming on top.
The control in that sequence. Hannah Blatt trying to get back in the booth here. Coming over, picking up the ball. No, Jess.
Pickleballs, I say, it's always so tricky because you see that mid-court return and you think, man, this is a soft ball mid-court, you can drive it. But in fact, it's short and low, which makes it a very hard to drive against.
Right, again,
players.
it's the expectation of the ball coming up higher than you think, right?
Yes,
I mean,
that's right.
Hannah made a great return to take the bounce out of that ball, and I've been speaking to it all weekend. It's not just how you're putting the ball over the net, what they can do with the ball to make the ball create more of a skid so it's not a true bounce to knock that ball out. I mean, Jess just maybe thought that ball was coming up higher so she could have done more with it. All right, we're going to have a side change here. 8-5, Toronto United out early. We're going to be jumping over to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Watch the game. Come on.
Thank you to Pickle Roll. It can be installed anywhere, temporarily or permanently on any flat area. So I have a feeling Pickle Roll is going to be a big part of our future.
All right, we're back, and I mean, the crowd is going, let's go Kawamoto. We're not sure which one they're cheering for, if they're just cheering to cheer. It's exciting.
It's funny because yesterday we're hearing the Rollers cheer for Jess, and today we're hearing United for Matt. But now that they're both playing against each other, you just hear the one unified Kawamoto chant.
Absolutely. Again, there's a tendency by Jess to drift in a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit on the back foot as well.
Right. So, but I think
Right.
it's that ability to think that she can get to that ball. I mean, you gotta want to get to that ball a little bit more, and that's just, again, that's just the quality of return that Hannah was putting back to her there, right? Again, it's you create bad habits sometimes where your players are maybe returning short, so you start to move in a step, and she's standing around the baseline, and then, oh no!
Great topspin serve from Hannah,
Absolutely.
forcing the out ball return.
So we're gonna have a quick timeout here, just jumping it back to a sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Question: what do you need most when you're on the court? Is it stability, breathability, comfort, or support? Well, now it doesn't have to be either or. Footwear designed by pickleball players for pickleball players. Introducing the Striker Pro V by Tyrell. Available at tyrellpickleball.com.
All right, and we're back. Real quick timeout there. 11-6 Toronto United looking to take this match and get their second win of the weekend. What a ball.
You're going to see a lot of great backhand volley attack from Jessica Kawamoto.
She keeps doing that. She's not getting a Christmas present from him this year. That's for sure. All right.
Matthew giving us a smile.
Oh, no. Can't afford that in Rally Point.
It is just so painful to watch. And being the players they are, and they know their skill and trust their skill to really go for shots. That's what really makes
Oh, what a drive. Oh, the
pro
sequence is
different
there again.
than the lower players.
So we got tongues out from both United players there, knowing that they set up the sequence. So again, that's Hannah's strong ground stroke setting up Matt, and we've talked about that movement. Might have been a mistake to play that ball back to that sequence. I still think you got to get that ball to Matt Kawamoto. Uh-oh. Oh. I don't know how they're so bouncy.
Matt and Jess.
Yeah. We've seen the two of them and Vicky Strandland this weekend that both get so low. I mean, they're definitely putting, our sports therapists on the far side to good use, right? Our athletic therapists.
Yes, the athletic therapists that we have here today at the venue, Emily and Jackie, just such wonderful people. I've been having a good chat with them and really, really just caring and helpful. Really happy to have them here.
Yeah. I mean, you know a thing or two about that stuff, don't you?
Yeah, going to chiropractic school just in 3 weeks' time.
Oh, boy. Oh, what a dig. Oh!
Matthew's just so good at having that middle ball in the air and just squeezing it, watching where the opponents will be and just placing it at the last second.
But again, he can do that because his stroke is so short.
Yes.
Right, so he can wait till the last second to make the adjustment versus the long backswing, right, which is so long that you're pretty much committed to doing what you're doing at that point, right?
So if you're a new pickleball player around 3.5 or advanced beginner level, really looking to just clean up your game and improve, I think the fundamentals. Wow, what a shot by Matt.
Absolutely.
Little Pesa Teoni. Oh!
Yeah.
The finisher down from Rob.
Yeah, where Matt can jump when the ball's behind him, finish behind the ball, and hit that ball out of the air.
Classic Kawamoto moment.
Absolutely.
I was saying, the fundamentals, just being ready and just being able to have those short fundamental strokes. And we see again what Cam was just commenting, that drop. I think I would personally love to see more of that drive drop from Jess. Because I think she does have a drive in her. She just needs to use it more.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and here's that pressurized situation.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's probably the first time all match we've seen Hannah try to drop on the third, right? Why at 14-11, right? It's been working.
That's my chiropractor says, Cam. Don't fix what isn't broken.
14-12, still on the freeze here. United trying to finish this match off.
Game point.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Rob inserting himself.
Oh, cord ball.
Oh! No.
And the cord ball just to throw off Hannah Blatt. We're at 13-14, Cam?
Yeah, 13-14.
Here we go. This is a huge point. Here we go, Rob to serve.
Oh, Rob.
Oh, and Rob misses the return.
But again,
it's a third shot.
Again, but if he's taking that ball and he's moving towards the tee to come across his body with all of his momentum moving away,
To
just
the
to
left
hit that
side.
ball to Hannah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like that decision.
Yeah.
And I think Hannah's good enough to take advantage of hitting that next ball past him.
Anyways, right?
Right? So
Might as well hit it to Matt cross court.
You're naturally moving towards Matt. Just hit it over there.
Here we go, match point.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the foot fault closes out the series.
Yeah. Yeah. What
That
what
is
a call
tough
by Scott.
call.
Yeah, I mean,
but
again,
it was clear.
our officials are doing such a great job out here. I know Rob's visibly upset about that call.
Oh,
but
any decent pickleball player would be, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
yeah, I mean, what makes these players play at this level is their competitive instinct, right? So yeah, I get it. Rob doesn't want to lose like that, but great job by our officiating team to be all over that. That's what, 3 push-off calls that we saw today, right, in this match. So yeah,
What a great match.
absolutely
by both
great
sides.
match. 3-1 Toronto United take it over the Northern Rollers, getting their second win of the weekend, and the Northern Rollers are going to continue to search. Brian Rim, my man, it was such a pleasure.
Cam,
Right?
always a pleasure.
Great to have you in the booth. Hopefully we can see you soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks, bud.
Thanks.
When no one is watching, are you preparing? Preparing to leave it all on the court. Every ounce of energy. The work that brought you here, to this moment, to this place. Can you play your best game after game? Nothing is given, so give your all. Own the court. Be the one who just won't quit. Because settling isn't an option. It's your choice. It's your time. Play your best with Onyx.
I slide. Well, I like to see it because it's probably right. And then the next one, I slid, and they called me again. I'm like, I slid my foot just to make sure it was over. You remember that? Nice game, you guys. Great match. Nice comeback.
All right, Cam Taylor here from the CNPL. We're back with Hannah and Matt, still undefeated. Guys playing together as a partnership. How's it feeling out there?
It's feeling really good.
Yeah, no, that was a close one. We were up and then it got close, and I'm glad we pulled it off.
Right, and we were watching your mats, Matt. We're very familiar with your play. I've played against and with you quite a few times. And I was saying, it's a mistake if teams don't return the ball to you on the serve because you move forward so fast, right, that you're flying out of the air. And just as we were saying it in your men's match, bam, drive, Matt's flying through the air, right? Talk to me about that strategy of you moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty fast on my feet and I've got fast hands, so once I get up to the net, I close pretty well. So, I mean, Hannah's got an amazing drive. Dan's been playing pretty solidly too, so just, yeah, my partners have been carrying me up and then I'll do the work of the net.
So, second win of the weekend, right? Hannah, like the ability for you and Martina to start to gel on the court there together to try to get that win. I mean, it's funny in this format, like every game's important. So like, what's the strategy with you and Martina that's helping you guys get together on the court?
Honestly, we just had to kind of settle in. Yesterday we had a couple losses, so this past win for us was huge and just a lot of encouragement just going forward. So we're playing well, and I think just communication between us, so that's helping out.
Yeah, there was a lot of emotion after that win. So Matt, everyone in the booth, everyone on the stream, they wanted to know, they saw you and Jess warming up together and Rob came over and gave you a little hip check. What did he say to you on the way out there?
I can't even remember.
That's my partner, get out of the way. Yeah. All right, guys, thanks so much. Good luck the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.